Now, coming to the next aspect is you learned about domain and hosting. Now, let's go more in depth about it. So, the first one is domain. Now, what exactly is a domain? A domain is nothing but the unique address on the internet or the unique identity on the internet is called a domain. Example is Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, Wikipedia.com, Wikipedia.org, of course, Instagram.com. That is called as a domain. Now the next thing you have to know is how to choose a domain. A domain is nothing but your brand name, guys. Okay. So how to choose a domain? Whenever you are choosing a domain, guys, make sure you choose the domain length short, preferably 12 characters or less than 12 characters. The most successful brands on the internet are websites shorter. For example, you take Google, 6 characters, you take Facebook, or you take Skype, you take Bing, you take most of the brands, the most of the companies, famous brands or companies are domain names short. So the next one is make sure it is easy to remember. Say what if I come up with a domain name like 5pyz2y.com. Of course it is short, but it's not easy to remember. Make sure it is easy to remember. The next one is make sure you have no spelling mistakes in your domain. Don't have double A, double B, double C, double R. Since you don't make up your own domain names, please don't make spelling mistakes in them because you can't expect your visitors to type spelling mistakes. So again, no trademark words. Don't have any popular brand names in your country having the same name in your brand. For example, you can't have names like Amazon, or you can't have website names with Google in your domain name. If you have, you might get sued. So next one is do not have hyphens in your domain name. Just to give an example, you cannot buy domains like digital hyphen monk. Don't buy that type of domain names. It doesn't look that professional. It doesn't look that credible also. Next, avoid numbers, guys. Again, of course, I have a domain with numbers in them, but I try to avoid them. There are so many famous brands like Cars24, 99 acres and stuff, but still preferably avoid domains with numbers in them. Avoid, it's not that famous, so avoid. So next one is avoid keywords in your domain names. For example, guys, don't have, say for example, we offer digital marketing. What if we buy digital marketing course in india.com? So that's a keyword rich domain. So do not buy keyword rich domain names. Now like for example, you take Amazon. When they started to launch their e-commerce site, their main intention was to sell books. What if they bought like books.com? So they could have only like forever they would have sell only different types of books. They could have never expanded their verticals. So for that reason, avoid buying domains with too much keyword in them or too word keyword specific in them. Okay, so you can't expand your vertical. Say like it will not be nice to sell watches or shoes in a website that says books.com. No, so make sense. So that is aspect of how to choose a domain. So coming to the next aspect is domain extensions. Now coming to domain extensions, there are more than 1500 domain extensions. There is an organization called ICANN. So that comes up with all the new domain extensions, and I think GoDaddy is the website they suggest most of the new domain extensions. Not only GoDaddy, anyone can suggest. So they take like most of the new domain extensions are suggested from GoDaddy. So you see here the most for the common domain extension is this, and the TLD stands for top level domain, and the best domain always to choose for any type of business is a .com domain. .com stands for commercial, highly recommended, it builds credibility, it's a legacy domain. Whenever you're trying to build a brand, always and always try to go with a .com domain. If it is not available, you can go with any of the alternatives. Now again, there is something called, again I'll not be listing all 1500 domain extensions, but of course there are some others. CCTLD. CC stand for country code top level domains like .in, .co, .in, .uk. There are some generic level domains like .live, .store, .shop, something like that, but it's not that valuable in terms of credibility. So coming to the, again what I'm trying to say is you should make sure the short domain is short, easy to remember and all those stuff, and try to always go with the top level domains. Okay, so coming to the next one, where do I buy a domain? So best website to buy domain is a website called godaddy.com. More than 70% of all the websites bought on the internet is bought on this website, godaddy.com. Highly recommended for beginners. The second website which I personally use is called namecheap.com. Okay, this is also a very good website to buy domains. So again, there are hundreds of websites where you can buy, but always buy from trusted sources. Now next one is each extension has a different price. You saw different domain extensions, right? Say for example, I search for Digital Monk, just an example. I don't think it will be available, but if you scroll down, you see all these different domain extensions: info.com, .org, .in, .club, .me. You see all different prices. Can you see this? Some of them are cheap, some of them are very expensive, some of them are even premium domains. Now, like for example, again, every domain extension has a different price. Okay. So again, coming to the next one, the minimum you can buy is 1 year, and maximum you can buy as long as you want. So now coming to the next aspect is you can also buy domains and put it under premium. So if you can see here, someone has bought a domain and listed it under premium price. Even as now, if someone has done on my name also, for example, if someone buys, if someone searches for kishorkumar.com, someone has listed this under a premium price. Now these are examples of domain flipping. Okay, that is where you make money online by selling domains. So, but it's a risk worth the reward. So this is what I want to talk about, where to buy a domain name. Okay. So again, guys, when you're buying a domain name, take your time before deciding a domain name for your brand.